Turn 9, the last turn. And the last turn on a BBR game, when you're using those rules, is unlike other turns of Axis and Allies games, because a lot of things really are thrown out the window. The IPC chart doesn't matter. None of these national objectives matter. They're all gone. The only thing that really matters is right there. And at the beginning of round 9, the Axis, who were at 16, are now at 11. They have virtually no chance of getting the Mediterranean back. These they can take, but maybe lose. And then the Atlantic Wall and Calcutta are possible. The Atlantic Wall more so than Calcutta, but that's just the way it is. And then really, Southeast Asia is in danger of being lost, as well as Cairo. So there's a lot at play here on this final turn. And let's go ahead and get started. On the buys, I only purchased units for the countries that matter on defense, which will be Japan, Italy, and Britain. Because none of the others matter, because the U.S. took that Normandy factory. If Normandy was still in German hands, then they could build, the Germans could build on it to try and reinforce it. So that was probably a good idea of USA to lose those planes to take that factory. So let's look at the Russian battles first. Get the back out here. All right, I think we got them all in line there. We are going to go after the Caucasus here, which is twofold. It's an oil rig, so that will get us our 4th oil territory, as Japan lost all theirs. So that'll be 2 in the Middle East, 1 in Russia, and 1 in Romania. But it's also a resource token, a victory territory. So we have these 2 in Russia, and Japan currently holds 1 in Manchuria. Now they may lose that and have to take it back from the Russians. So that's a critical battle. This is a critical battle because Stalingrad is a victory point. Moscow is out of reach, but we do want to cut off Smolensk so there's no possibility for Russia to come around to hit Leningrad. So we'll swing in there. We want to take this territory if we can, because it's a counterattack for the Russians to take that resource territory. And Russia has 2 units that could hit Stalingrad, so we want to come out in Stalingrad in good, with the good defensive units for the Germans. So, you know, you could say, okay, I'm just going to do 1 and hope that I can hold. But if you don't knock out Stalingrad, they're going to easily take the Caucasus back. So I kind of have to hit both. And then I'll move the camera for the Western theater as Germany tries to stack the Atlantic Wall with 4 units, you know, in every territory, and they're going to face a huge counterattack in Normandy from the Canadians and the US. And possibly the British. It depends how the naval battles go. All right. That is the lineup. So let's start in the Caucasus with 2 infantry and 1 artillery. No hits. Russians hit. Oh, we're getting... I should have maybe brought some planes. Oh, you know what? I didn't move any of my other battles. Well, I'll finish this battle and then I'll move the rest of my stuff. All right, Germans still missed. Russians. Oh my gosh. Germany. I should have brought a plane. Oh no, Russia. Russia misses. Germany, miss. Russia, miss. Germany, miss. Russia, miss. Germany hits. Here it is. Oh, Russia missed. That was close. That was so stinking close. Alright, so will that be the determining factor for the Axis winning the war? Because that officially gives the Axis 2 victory points. The resources and world oil. That puts them up to 13. Alright, so I should have moved the rest of my forces here so you could see what was going. These 2 tanks, 3 tanks are blitzing through Rostov. We have all 4, wait a minute. Wait just a second here. I didn't put a plane marker there. I need to because 2 of these planes are going there. These 2 infantry are walking in there. A tank, a mech. 2 artillery. And this tank coming up here. These 2 planes. The bomber is coming in here, and it doesn't matter how many it has left because it's the first casualty in that battle. Unless by some weird chance Russia doesn't hit anybody. Alright, so these 2 tanks can drive through Belarus and into Bryansk. And then the rest of these infantry artillery, I'll leave 1. I don't think there's any opportunity there for a blitz, but that is 5 artillery for 6 infantry, so that should be enough to kill those 3. But you know what? Who cares about Archangel, because that's all they have is that one guy. So, all right. So that's the rest of the Russian battles. So let's go to Stalingrad. We'll go down the road there. We got 3 heavy tanks. We got a bomber. We got a Stuka, we have a fighter, and that is it. Alright, need 4 hits. Got 3. Alright, so the British fighter is a 4 and 3 Russian tanks. And they got 3. Holy cow. Alright, the bomber was going to be the first casualty. The fighter and the Stuka. So we want to keep as many ground units as we can. Germany gets 3 hits. Stalingrad falls. Takes another tank with it. Alright, so Stalingrad survives. Well, doesn't survive. Falls to the Germans. 2 tanks. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but it depends what happens on this next battle. So that gives the Axis Stalingrad. So they are up to 14. 14 and counting. All right. The middle battle here. Well, let's do this one because we probably should have done it first just to warm up. So here's 5 of the 2s. There's 2 hits. And the other 5 2s is the 3rd hit. So Russia gets 2 back. Alright, so no big deal. But what that does is takes that artillery away from any counterattack. Alright, so. And it looks more impressive that we've got all these troops on the gates of Moscow there. Alright, so. They have 8, 9, 10 twos. Let's see what we can do here. So I'll have a 1 for the infantry that is not supported by the 2 artillery. 4 fours, 5 fours for the Stuka and a fighter. Alright. Oh, good roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that, well, we'll just take the chips. Alright. No, they would have 1 left because I only got 7 hits. So Russia has 10 twos returning fire. Here's 5. Gets 2. 4. So that will be the mech, artillery, and 2 infantry. Alright, and we don't care about whatever troops are left there until we get to the end, but I think we've got this one covered. So there's 1, 2, 5 fours, and a 3. 4 hits, so Russia had 3 left, so they get 1. Alright, so that artillery bites the dust. So that seals off the Ukraine. The Ukraine is safe from a counterattack from Russia, which pretty much means the Caucasus is safe as well. So the only chance for the resource to get lost is over here on Manchuria. Alright. These planes will land over here in Leningrad. Those planes were eliminated because we didn't need them. Alright, so it doesn't matter what the territory value is that we got going there. We'll move the tray here in the middle. Now to the Western Front. Alright, the Western Front. And I did get a new tripod, and the Amazon delivered it today. Whoop, I'm undoing. I gotta learn the little knobs here. Alright, so I can actually move it a little better and get a better angle. Of course, I set it right on a battleship, or no, a cruiser. That was probably disheartening for some people. Alright, so here, this destroyer, and I'm assuming I should probably look and see if that's in the viewfinder. Yeah, all of England is. Alright, so this destroyer in the BBR rules blocks 3 ships. So we're going to put the battleship, cruiser, and a super sub. So they have to kill that for these other ships to go on through. Well, these 3 super subs are going to go on through and hit the 2 destroyers in 104. And this one's coming down from Scotland, where he hardly even raided any points off the convoy there in Scotland. These are going to be non-com. No, they're not. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, yeah, this one was going into, so 3 subs. So I might as well bring these in, because that's just going to be an extra 2 in this battle here. And these 2 transports are non-comming in there, but I'm going to just bring them now so I don't forget. So they don't take place, or take part in the action, I should say, as far as the combat. Alright, so these 2 fighters are coming out here to join this sub in sinking those 2 transports. And let's send the house into Normandy. Alright, so let's send in this bomber with these 2 guys. And that's really, well, I guess I can get this tank in there. So we're going to try and get as much in there as we can, because there's going to be a big counterattack coming up from Spain. Alright, so there's 3 naval battles in Normandy. So we'll start with the first naval battle, because if it fails, the rest of the naval battles don't count or can't happen. But I gotta believe that destroyer can't hold. There's one hit. Oh, that's all I got was one hit. Destroyer, nope. So he is out of action. So the next naval battle is 3 subs and a destroyer against 2, a U.S. and a Canadian sub, or destroyer. So there's the 2 hits, so they're gone. Allies fire back and get 1. So we'll lose a sub. Alright, so we're cutting off their ability to move transports, which really only cuts Britain off because the rest of the forces are in Spain, so they can walk. Alright, so they've got 1 transport, or 2 transports, so it'll defend at 1, so I do have to get a hit to sink those, and I got 1. Transport defends with nothing. Alright. So, last battle. We got a heavy tank, 2 artillery, boosting 2 infantry, leaving 5 infantry to fight by themselves at 1. I didn't use any of these other planes, but I probably should have, but gotta believe I'm gonna get a hit. I got 3. Alright, so if the US hits, I'm gonna lose that bomber. And they do. Goodbye, bomber. Alright, so now we're going to fan out and take control of the Atlantic Wall, I believe. You know what? Or not. We're going to have to leave that up to Italy. Because here comes 4. We're going to put an anti-aircraft gun there and 1 there. And it has to be land units, because air units aren't going to count. But I'm going to put air units in here just so that if there's any shenanigans, I can take those as casualties. So I've got 2 air units in each of these territories. Let's walk in that anti-aircraft. We'll drive in that anti-aircraft. Thank you, mobile anti-aircraft. Alright, so clear those out. So that means I've got 1 land unit in Belgium. So we're going to have to send up some more. Oh, here we go. I'm railing from Yugoslavia. 1, 2, 3. So now I just need 1 land unit. And there's 2 in France, so. Plus we could rail some if we needed to. Alright. So that means this transport is coming down, putting those 2 in Cairo, the infantry and armor. And the big question is, do the Allies have any opportunity to hit Rome? They do a little bit, so I'm going to leave that German fighter in Rome just in case. Alright, so the Germans did not get the Atlantic Wall point, but hopefully the Italians can, and then they can hang on to Normandy. We will see. That sub, it doesn't matter. Alright, so now for the Russian counterattack. look and see what they can do over here. And really, the only play they have is this artillery and fighter. Oh yeah, and the attack here in Manchuria to try and take that away. All right, Russia's got to roll really well. One hit. Oh, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. All right, it's 2-on-1. No, that was their opportunity. Yeah, because now you have to lose the fighter because you can't take the territory. So now it's a 2-on-3. 2 misses. Oh, they were so close to doing that. Man, that is a stinker. But that's how the last turn of BBR games go too, you know, those kind of rolls. So over here in Manchuria, I don't know. Put that in the viewfinder. All right, so this one is kind of questionable. We got 3 2s and 2 1s. 1 hit. Japan has 4 2s back. 1 hit. All right, so. Oh, you know what? They have 6. I thought they had 4. Oh, they still didn't get anything. All right. So now we're taking away a 1. Russia's going to fail miserably here. 1 hit. Alright, so Russia loses 1. So now they're down to their 3 2s. Oh, 3 hits. How about that? Japan gets 1 back. Alright, so now it's just 2 units on 2 units, and they're all 2s. I don't have any chips laying around here. There's none here. Alright, so there are 2 Japanese left versus 2 Russians. Alright, so Russia. Oh, come on. Shimony. No. Uh-oh. Russia's down to 1. They get a hit. Oh no, it's 1-on-1. Russia. Japan. Russia. Japan. Oh, how about that? Alright, so what that means is that the resource point is now solid. They can't lose that one. There are no possibilities now of losing, which, you know, makes 10 of their points solid. Although China has a slim chance maybe of taking Shanghai, I don't know. Alright, so that is it for Russia. Who cares about their non-combat movements? So now we'll go over to Britain, and I will move the camera over there. Alright. What am I on? Oh, on a battleship. Alright, so there is that mark. Alright, Britain. So let's put here in Saudi Arabia. They've got 3 artillery. Oh no, they got 5 artillery. So that is going to boost 2, 3. All right, those 5 are boosted. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So we're gonna have. Oops, flip the guy out of here. We're gonna have 5 at 1. We've got 2 tanks, a fighter and a TAC, and a bomber. Alright, so from Gibraltar, we've got 1 fighter that can move 6 because of their tech. 3, 4, 5, and land here. So that fighter's in there. That transport that is in Gibraltar, just for grins, we're going to bring it over and land them on Malta, because Italy has a chance to maybe counterattack that if they wish. Alright, so let's move that up a little bit and begin the rolling process for Britain. Alright, I said they had 5 ones. Of course I have 4 here. Alright, where are all the 2s? It's weird because I was just using them over there and on the Russian turn. Alright, so I will roll 5 ones and 5 twos. 3 hits. So we'll take a Russian or Italian chip off there. And now I have 5 more twos. Whoop, one of those was black. So 3 more hits. Well, that's not too bad. It's 6 down. Alright, so we'll have 4 at 3 and 2 at 4. 3 more. Alright, so 9 Italians bit the dust. So we have, what do we have here? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have 20 twos in increments of 5. 2, so we'll get rid of the bomber, infantry. 3, we'll get rid of 3 infantry. 3 again. Holy cow, this is not working out well. And the last one, oh, a blank. I spoke too soon. Alright, 4 threes. 2. Alright. Okay, so interestingly enough, Britain will have to continue, there's no doubt there. So they now have 6 twos. Here's 5 of them. These are gone. Get those out of the battle. Alright, so there's 2. 3. I'll keep them with their 3s. Alright, 4 3s and a 4. 3 more. Alright, so that means 6 are gone from the Axis. Accidentally put them over there with the Russians. That'll be brown on brown. Alright, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 2 rolls of 10, or 2 rolls of 5. Blank. Uh-oh. 3. 1, 2, 3. And 4 threes. 2. Alright, so we're getting down to where we're going to have to lose planes because we need land units. Alright, I should have stopped before the British turn, but I thought, oh, I'll roll through it. It can't be that long, but I guess it timed out. So anyway, the Allies got those 2 hits, and then the Axis got 3, so they'll lose the 2 fighters and the artillery. They're going to keep attacking because coming behind them is Canadians and French. So they are going to the wall. Oh no, no hits at all. This might be the end, and it is. So Britain failed. They did knock it down considerable, but Italy's going to be able to put more units in there. Well, and on the Pacific side, there's too much in Burma there for Britain to attack. So we're going to hold and let Japan attack and see if Calcutta can hold. But on the meantime here is now Italy's turn. It doesn't look good for the Allies taking Cairo now. Alright, so with that in mind, I don't know. There could be an issue with an attack on Rome, maybe. I do have 5 infantry to put in Rome, but I don't think I want to move those planes out there for Italy. So there's not really... I don't want to attack because I don't want to get rid of... I don't want to get rid of any of these units and leave them outside in case I win all those battles. So I think Italy is just going to be a movement time. So we need 1 land unit in Belgium. So we're going to rail 2 there. And let's trade that out for that guy. And then, because we can rail 4 from northern Italy, we're going to rail 4, or these other 2 that I could rail into Normandy, and these 2 are going to walk into Normandy. So there's a huge pile in Normandy. That's going to be our ball of wax right there. And then these transports are going to grab all the guys off Sicily and Sardinia because we've already lost that point. So that is 6 more guys into Cairo. And I can take 1 more guy and an artillery out of northern. So I gotta believe Cairo's not falling. The British did not kill enough units there. And he'll slide into Normandy because we don't care about those other territories. Alright, so Italy's purchase is 5 guys in Rome, and then the 3 units in Egypt are 2 tanks and a fighter. And that leaves France's turn. So if we're looking at Rome, 11 infantry, 2 artillery, 2 anti-aircraft, 3 fighters, tactical bomber. Canada does not have that going for it. So they will come over here. Now the interesting, oh wait a minute, it's not Canada's turn first. French. I was worried because this destroyer would have to kill all these transports, which we, you know, since there's 4 of them there, they get 2 rolls at 1. But it's actually the French turn first. So there's combat, so we don't need that transport. all these French units. Oh, but you know what? We're going to bring that transport because this guy in Trebruck can't make it. So if this battle was a win for the French, then that one guy can come off that transport and attack. And there's 2 fighters in Gibraltar that can move 6 because of the British tech. And they can land in Transjordan or Anglo or Alexandria. Well, Alexandria, that wouldn't be Free French, that would be British. Get that Free French marker off here. Alright, so naval battle first to sea. We've got a 3 and a 4. And then 2 1s for the Axis warships. 1 and 1. So we're gonna have to lose or damage that battleship, so that changes the whole scheme of things. Now it's a 2 and a 3 versus 1 1. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Lose the battleship. Those transports just sank a French battleship. Survived the whole war to be killed on the last turn by a transport roll. Alright, so French have a cruiser. Gets a hit. The Axis missed. Therefore that last transport by itself can't roll auto kill. So that was painful. But it does allow this infantry to join the battle, which brings the French total up to 4 infantry, mech, and 2 artilleries. 2 fighters. So 2 artilleries boost 2, and then that would leave 3 at 1, and 2 fighters at 3. All right, whittle them down, whittle them down. Figures. All right, so 3. Let's take those 3 Italians off. And that gives Italy 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 at 2. Well, here's 5. Gets 1. 2, 3. They've got their 4 3s, but they've added a fighter now. Oh, no, they have 6 3s. Yeah. This does not look good for... I need another 3. For the French. Oh, crap roll. They only have 1 hit. Whew. So, they got 1 hit. Boy, I'm kind of wondering if they got a hit with those 2s. I think they did. Oh well. This takes 2 1s off the board. Alright, French again. Only 1 hit with that roll. That is a stinker. So that means they are defending with 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Oh my gosh, there's 4 hits there. 5. Oh, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That just leaves the 2 fighters left. And they have to survive the tanks. I think Cairo's just held. I don't think the Canadians have it in them. Yep, 2 fighters gone. Alright, so the French valiantly tried. The British really let down the whole troop there. Here comes the Canadians. And they will have 2 attacks. They'll be attacking here. And they'll be attacking Normandy. So I'll do this one while we're here. Alright. That is not going to work. Well, they got 4 hits. That's pretty good. Alright. So that would be 4 that I took off, plus 2. And that one, black one didn't count. So there's that 5th one. So they've gotten 1 hit off their 2s. So a total of 4 hits. So we'll lose 2 infantry, mech, and an artillery. Alright, so coming back, 3 hits. So we're getting into the tanks. Okay, so there was 1, 2 left. Only 2 back. We're gonna have to lose a fighter. Seems awful crazy to think they're gonna pull this off, though. Alright. 1 hit. One hit back, so the fighter is gone. It's one last Canadian tank. Got a hit. Can these 4 and fighter miss? No. So that means that Cairo is now safe. So that puts them at 13. Nope. I got them. Stalingrad is safe. World Oil is safe. I'm afraid that might be it. Well, I guess they can take away the Atlantic Wall. There's nothing the Axis can do now. Alright, so hitting here is 4 infantry and a tank. Or no, 3 infantry and artillery in a tank. That's a big difference. But they mainly just have to soften them up for the US. So we got a 1, 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 3. 2 hits. So we'll get those Italians out of there. Makes perfect sense, right? So that would be 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 2s. So there's 1 hit, 2 hits, 4 hits, and then they have a tank which misses. So that leaves just the Italian tank left, or not Italian tank, Canadian tank. And I'm gonna lose that anti-aircraft gun. I should have lost that on the first round, but I gotta believe. Well, here's the German tank. Alright, so that's it for that. Alright, well, that is it for Canada. I'm going to go to the Pacific side and do some thinking here before I make my move, so I'm going to pause this. Okay, after some thought, the Anzac is going to send this transport infantry artillery, and this bomber is going to parachute 2 infantry down in there. So we're going to try and take away the Southeast Asia point. And then the other 2 fighters, we're going to beef up Borneo to try and keep Japan off of that island point. And that's really about all they can do. they're jet fighters, so that'd be 4-4s, but that's a super carrier, battleship, and all those planes. Well, maybe, you know, no, because I think it's better to defend that island than to throw them away on that Japanese ships. Alright, so that is it. Let me grab some dice. Alright, so Australia has 2 1s and 2 2s. They need 2 hits, they get 1. Japan, 1 hit. Alright. Anzac needs 1, nothing. Japan, nothing. Anzac, 1 hit. Alright. So Southeast Asia point is gone. Take off 1 Anzac. Oh, you know what? Let's lose the bomber on that first round, right? Because who cares about that? Alright, so Japan does have enough to attack and take that back, but it's going to pull some resources off of an assault on Calcutta. And speaking of Japan, it is their turn. They turn over the South Asia point. They lost that. Now they're down to 13. So we're gonna move a guy here so China can't blitz into Hong Kong. Is that even on the? It is on the screen. And we're gonna try and hit them and weaken them. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so what can hit here? These 2 tanks can come down and that infantry. We can send that bomber. So Borneo, we've got a transport, so we can bring an infantry and 2 artillery. We've got some planes that we can throw around. Let's put a fighter and tactical in there, and a tactical and 1 of these fighters there. And we better throw that fighter in as well, because those 3 can land on the carrier. The other planes can land in Siam or Shan State or whatever. And I guess just for grins, we'll have a shot at going into Calcutta there. Let's see what the British have. 16, 18 infantry, artillery, tank, fighter, tactical. So we've got 5 artillery, infantry, mech, 9 tanks, and an anti-aircraft gun that can go because there's 2 British planes. Alright, and on the other side of the map, I've got 1 transport up in Japan. I can try and go at Midway or the Aleutians. Either one is not a good scenario. But we'll pick on Midway just because that seems fair, right? So I got 2 infantry and an artillery at landing, but I have to clear out the U.S. destroyer that's there. So in comes the heavy carrier, or super carrier, however you want to define that. going to take a shot at these guys with these other ships that aren't doing anything else. These fighters, I want to get to Shanghai to beef it up because no one can get to Guam. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so they're in there as well. Alright, let me grab the rest of some dice. I'll be needing more. Dice down. I don't know where that went. Oh, man. I'll have to have a dice hunt later. Alright. Oh, I had 2 transports here, but they... 2, 3. They really couldn't get anywhere that would be helpful. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Alright, so let's see if we can't get that Southeast Asia point back. We're going to have a 1, 2 3s, 3 3s, 2 4s. Three hits. Well, looks good. Looks very good. Anzac, yeah, see they got nothing back. Bomber's gone. Ouch. Alright, well, that was really the only hope I think that they had. I'm going to the island here. There would be 2 bombardments, 3 2s, 2 3s, and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the Japanese are steamrolling now. So that leaves just 1 fighter. Alright. So they had 2 2s and 4 4s. Oh my gosh. They are just melting away. That was terrible. Alright, 2 2s, 2 3s, and 4. 2 hits, they only had 1. They got a hit, who cares? Alright, well. So that gives 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 islands, so that gives them that point. Alright, so Calcutta here, back it up a hair. Doesn't really matter what happens there, I don't think, but we'll see how we go. We would have 5, 6, 7. So there's 2 on that roll. So that is 2. We'll use the 2 Americans, not that it matters. Alright, so we got 9 3s. Oh, I forgot to do the attacking anti-aircraft. It didn't matter anyway. Alright, so here's 5. 3 hits. 4, so total of 4. So we'll lose the anti-aircraft. There's no aircraft coming in that battle. And a green ship. Alright, 10, 16, 18, 19. So 19 twos. First 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was terrible. They're pretty much finished. 2 3s and a 4. Okay, so that clears out all that crap. Well, let's take the anti-aircraft gun instead. Alright, so now we're down to 3 2s. 1 hit. Get rid of the artillery, who cares? Alright. There's 3 hits, 6 hits. Holy crap. So that's going to leave 4 left. Alright, so that was 10, 12. Alright, so 6, 7, 12, 13, 14. It's at 14. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Unbelievable. The Allies are rolling terrible. Terrible. Alright, Japan's just down to armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 2 hits. 1. So 3 hits. Alright, so that'll be 6, 7 twos. Oh, wow. Got 4 there. They've woken themselves up. Alright. So a total of 6. Oh, okay. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leaving Japan with 2 tanks. We're going to call that an Allied victory there, because they're probably not going to get that done with 2 tanks. And they don't need to, I don't think. So we'll move up to the China battle. And what have we got there? 5 twos and 2 threes. Well, that doesn't look like a very good attack. Oh, but we did get 3 hits there. So that would be 3 Chinese infantry. I'm putting them up there, that's right. Alright, so they've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wonder if I should lose the cavalry. No, not yet. Alright, so 7 at 2. Oh, crap, they got 4 there. I'm going to have to back out there. 2 1s, and then the tank is a 3. Whew! All 5 artillery gone. Let's retreat out of that one. So Japan's last 2 attacks, not so good. Alright, the U.S. destroyer up there at Midway. I've got 3 fighters. 2 hits. U.S. destroyer. 1 hit. So being a super carrier, we can take a hit and still maintain our planes. And Midway falls. So the island point is now, well, it got back with Borneo. Alright, so it's time for, who's next? China. Wait a minute, I gotta place those Japanese reinforcements. It only really matters here in Shanghai. I don't even really care if we sink the, oh, we do have to sink those. Because they got a naval base there, so they could come after that, I think. Alright, so where's my dice? Alright, 3 2s, 1 hit, and 4 3s. 2 hits. Well, that sucked. So we'll lose those 2, and there's no air base, so they can't scramble. So that'll be 2 1s and a 2. Oh crap, 2 hits. I guess we'll do that so we can keep going. So now there's no chance for us losing a plane, which is good. So I got a 2 misses, 4 fighters. Cocked dice. I still don't have a hit. Nope. Unbelievable. Sub misses. Alright. This battle's taking way too long. There's a hit. It's over. Nope. Alright. So these planes will land here in Shanghai. So now I'll put out those Japanese reinforcements. So I've got 4 fighters and 2 tanks. And really I can put 3 units there. I have 3 tanks, 2 fighters. And I had all these guys to put in Japan just in case craziness occurred, but there was no craziness. So I think I'm just going to put 2 fighters and a tank, and we'll just put the other 2 tanks down here. It doesn't really matter now. So China, looking at what they can do, there's no way. It would be 6 2s and 2 3s against 6 4s and 3 3s. But there's a mistake by Japan. Cavalry, tank, fighter. How about that? They're going to take a point away. I don't know how Japan survives that battle. Alright, so I got 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 hits. How about that? They got a hit back, so we'll lose the cavalry. Alright, the armor paid off, but I think the cavalry would have done that anyway. So Japan really not looking too good in China at all. And they lost the resources, which I swore was fully protected earlier. Holy crap, that puts them down to 13. If the Allies, well, no, it does 14 because they've got the Atlantic Wall. What else can they hit here? So they can't hit any of the oil. They're all deep in Russia and Middle East. So Cairo's safe. Alright, well, I guess we'll see if they get them down to 12. The U.S. attack in the Pacific. They can hit 2 islands. We've got 4 transports full of goods. They can come in here with 2 transports from San Francisco. And then 2 transports into Midway, but they have to clear that first. So there's a fighter coming in from Midway, fighter from the carrier. We're going to bring the carrier in to soak up hits. We have a sub. They do not have any destroyers. 2 fighters from Marianas. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they would have to land on that carrier. So if we roll, we'll roll the easy one first. Of course. Well, nobody hit, so nothing happened. Alright. 1 hit for the US. 1 hit for Japan. Oh, that's it. 3 hits for U.S. That island, Wake Island, has been liberated. So, thank you, Marines, for doing your duty. All right, Midway. We've got a submarine, which misses. And now we have 4 threes. 1 hit. Okay, it's not looking good for Midway. So Japan returns fire with a 2 and 3/4. 3 hits. Okay, so 2, 3. And then, what did I say? The U.S. had 2, so obviously we'll lose the carrier. Now, normally I would just pull out and those planes, well, the planes would land on Midway. But we want Midway. Just threw a chip off the table. I gotta stop throwing. All right. 1 hit. No hits. Uh-oh. Japan's in trouble now. 2 hits. That is it for Japan. 2 hits. We'll lose the 2 that had to land on the carrier. So that would be dead. Now we've got the invasion. 4 on 2. 1 hit for US. 1 hit for Japan. Well, it sounds like the other battle. 2 hits. That is it. Midway has been liberated as well. Alright, so the island point is gone. I didn't think they were going to hold that. So the Axis lost that island point. Atlantic Wall. Alright, so let's go to the other side of the map for the last battle of the game. Alright, so we got a pile of casualties. I'm trying to get this tripod to sit in. That's what happens when you don't put away your casualties. So there's 2 options. You can send all 3 of those bombers up to Denmark and hope you get 3, 4, you need 3 hits. No, you need 4 hits to get the land units below 4 there. That doesn't seem like that would work. You'd need 5 hits there in Belgium. No, you need the same. But, combined with all these troops, we're going to go into Normandy and see if we can take it for a 3rd time. Alright, so the heavy bomber tech, each bomber gets 4 dice at 2. 1 hit. Oh, 3 hits. 6 hits. Holy crap. So that would have worked anywhere up the coast. So I gotta take 6 infantry off for Germany. There's 4. Oh, we had an anti-aircraft gun. So let's fire at the planes that are there. I did get a hit. So I'll have to lose the fighter because the bombers already rolled and they rolled pretty damn good. I will allow the US that bit of grace there. Alright, so now the land forces. We have 1 artillery and 6 infantry. 6 infantry at 1. So there's 3. There's 3. Oh, there's 1 hit. 2 at 2. 2 at 3. Oh, come on. floor is a mess with infantry and dice. Alright. Well, that... Oh, there was one hit by the infantry one. Alright, so that leaves 4 units. So that is, what did I say here? 6, 7, 8, 11 twos. Oh, dang. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a tank. 9. So we obviously we're losing the 3 bombers and the 6 infantry. So that makes 4 US units against 6 Axis units. 2 twos, 2 threes. So the Allies have 1 advantage here. We got 2. 2 back. Alright, so the 2s are gone. Germany is down. Well, this is coming down to the gnat's butt here. 2 threes for the US. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Nothing. Alright. 2 threes for the US. 1 hit. Nothing. Oh, they were gonna get it. They did. Doesn't matter if they were all there. 1 hit will lose the plane. Alright, so Normandy is taken by 1 tank. So the Atlantic Wall point is gone. So, we look at the Atlantic Wall being gone. That makes the Axis down to 12. So these are all gone. So they were on turn, what was it, turn 6? No, turn 7, they were at 16. The turn 8, they were down to 11. And how many of these did they have this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4. So they gained 4, 5 back, and then lost 4 of those to end up for a victory at the very last second. And really, I'm going to say the battle for Stalingrad, that was a very close battle. If it had gone Russia's way, the Allies win this game. Unless I'm missing something somewhere else. Japan's failure to see the 1 infantry in Manchuria and not block that move by China, that was a mistake. And it didn't cost them the game, but it might have had some of these other roles gone worse for the Axis at the beginning of that turn. So I will say that this map, you can see all the ship action there around the Philippines. Love the map. Great job on that. Lieutenant Dan did an excellent job with that map. And I'm going to put this down over here. You can see the Med. Alright, if you look there at the Med, you can see all the ships and land battles, and like I said, it was a great job on the map. The setup that we played, I did like the French pieces. I mean, having French units actually doing something meaningful was kind of interesting. They got to buy for 1 turn before they were conquered, but you saw, I mean, they had every opportunity to win. Really, if Cairo falls, they lose the game. The Axis lose the game. But Britain had a bad rolling, and then France come in with a decent number of troops, followed up by Canada. I mean, they they were set up to take Cairo. They just failed. They did take Normandy and the wall out, so that took away the extra point that the Axis had. But I like the setup. It's different. You know, the Axis, you know, start out kind of in a hole because they don't have very many IPCs. I mean, Italy still has 10, but they always have 10. So that doesn't really matter. But, you know, Germany starting at 14, that was pretty rough. And they really didn't get a handle on Russia until really turn 7. And, you know, if you were going to say, you know, keep playing the game or whatever to a normal conclusion, I mean, you can see Russia's not going to last much longer. So I like the game. I like the setup. Love the map. And thanks for watching, and keep rolling dice.